Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my review for Ready to Love. This is season 4, episode 4. Okay, I hope y'all are ready for this review and whatnot. Okay, it is technically Halloween when y'all see this. So anyone watching later, why she in the ones like a cat? Because it is Halloween time. Okay, so happy Halloween. I'm a cheetah. Wow. Okay, anyway, let's get into this review. I can pop post, but I'll be having on and off. But y'all know first things first, make sure to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and all that good stuff. That'll the link to my secondary channel, JayLeesCorner is always in the description box of every single video. Do not forget to also, like, comment, share, relax, center, inhale, all these things that y'all know to do because it's what I've said forever. What, 3 years now? So again, do all that. Okay. Anyway, do not forget to follow me on social media on IG, on Twitter at JayLeesCorner, also on CashApp and whatnot. Okay, but y'all know like and subscribe. Okay, so this episode of Ready to Love, it was a cool episode or whatnot. Okay, we do know that this week the men have the power to send someone home. Okay, so they meet up in the little men's lounge. Okay, to chit chat a little bit. They find out the women sent Carrington home with his punk self. Okay, let him be what he at because he gets on our nerves. But anyway, Uncle Tommy's nephew Tommy asked the men to make sure to take all the ladies out on some kind of real date to get some real information, to get a real feel for what's going on between y'all and them. Okay? Don't just, uh don't not be in this process. Okay? Be in it to win it. Date someone. Okay, so we seen the first little date was between Frank and Aisha. Frank and Aisha. Bonda keeps saying that she reminds her of Paula J. Parker from Sprung. If you have not seen the movie Sprung with Paula J. Parker, Tisha Campbell, is a guy Tori, I think Joe Torre, and I can't think of the director's name who was also in the movie. Funny movie, and I get what she means, okay? But I just keep laughing every time I think about uh, Paula J. Parker in that movie. But they have a little date now. They, I guess, connected at the mixer because he tells her you're the first woman, okay, that I had a connection with. I know about you, your kids this age. You got a boy and a girl, which means you well rounded or whatever. I was like, okay. He knew her resume, and while it came off a bit too much to me because don't run down my resume. I get you want to learn know that you're real listening to her, but I'm like, don't do bullet points about what you know about me, okay? But I'm gonna leave it be. But again, Frank is like, I like you, okay, and I feel this connection between you and me, girl. Okay, I want us to be something. I want to see where this can go. Now she says she also feel the same connection that is a physical one, and she wants to see if it can become more than just a physical, okay? Can it go deeper? And it seemed like on the date it got deeper for them both and whatnot, okay? And she said he gave me butterflies, okay? He gave me butterflies, and they were up in a little picture booth taking a little. I'm like, okay. I mean, they look cute right here, but I still feel like, okay, what's gonna be next? What y'all gonna do next? We don't know. Okay, so we then see Carrie and Tyrone. They met up because Carrie is upset because Tyrone told her that he did not want to continue. That no, he said he felt like their connection wasn't strong enough, and so he was not going to pursue her any longer. Now she wanted for them to talk about that. Get it straightened out. Personally, I would not have wanted to take my time to meet up with a person who told me, I just don't think we have a connection. Okay. I would have put my effort into somebody else, getting to know someone else. Don't waste your time around here trying to connect with somebody who's telling you they don't want to connect with you. Okay, sir, I'm not going to waste not none of the second, not none of the minutes on you and what you think about me because he's already told you where he at. Um, so that's me personally. But she was like, I'm going to talk to him now. What he said was, he was like, look, there's no proper way, or no, there's no proper time to tell someone hey, I'm feeling other people more than I'm feeling you. And that was what he said. The issue is how he said it. And I think when he said it, now he also told her that he felt like she was coming on to him aggressively. Okay, aggressively. And I was like, but was she aggressive? And she did not like the word aggressive. She felt like, well, look, I was, coming at you. No, I was trying to get to know you, whatever. I was just showing interest in you, and I still feel like, you could have handled me better. And it was a disconnect with them just at the table having this conversation because he didn't get what she meant and apologized for how he made her feel, but she also kept wanting him, I think, to change his mind or just admit what he did was wrong, and neither one of them wanted to budge on that fact or hear what the other one meant by whatever they did. So again, I was like, for me, it was a pointless conversation because again, if he told you already, I just don't want to pursue you. I would not have had this conversation because again, this is episode 4, meaning they probably known each other for maybe a week, maybe 2. So I have not even invested enough in you to give a fuck. And I was like, girl, let him know it's over or whatever, let that be. But again, at the end of the day, I do wish he would have apologized to her for how he made her feel, about how he spoke to her and how he explains what he explains. Okay. Because he also brought up how, you were texting me, whatever you text me and asked me, like, how, where were we or how do I feel about you? I think he's not used to women coming on to him. He's not used to women coming to him and wanting to date him. So for him, that's aggressive. But it really wasn't. Okay, so again, that was a whole lost opportunity. Anyway, we then did a little group date. Okay, it was Cornelius, Corey, Courtney, and Camille. Now Corey set the date up as a little foursome because he said he know that Cornelius and Camille, well, that Camille really likes Cornelius. So it's like I felt like I was helping him out. I was like, I don't know if you did that because you invited Courtney, who also likes Cornelius. And Camille, okay, does not like the fact that Courtney likes Cornelius. So I'm like, Corey, you may have been a bit messy, okay? But again, I was like, whatever. So we really did not get to see that much of Corey and Courtney talking, but I feel like Corey has an issue of being close with people when he should not be. I feel like he be invading people's personal spaces because I think he think if I'm close enough to them, they can't reject me. Stop coming around people's private spaces and just invading the space of it all because they was talking and at first he was like beside her and he just came and got in her face and like basically in between her legs or whatever and saying, oh, I just want to be close enough to you to show you I'm giving you my attention. Nigga, she hear you. Get from around her. But Courtney didn't seem to mind it. Okay. She said when he's not being over the top, when he's not being extra, basically trying he be out here trying to entertain people. And she like, I like my man, I'm saying, chill or whatever. So when he chill, he cool. I don't get I really don't get how these women don't see Corey for the player he is. Because he comes off very, very disingenuous. And I don't get how they feel like, okay, because for 30 minutes or so, he wasn't much of an asshole. He cool. It's like, okay, fine. He may be a cool person to be around, but I can't see a he's not a softer side of Sears. Okay. I just don't see the softness in Corey. I feel like Corey is always in his head reading for a book of how to catch a woman. Tell her you want to be in her space to give her attention. It's like he's always coming from I'm reading a book and the book is telling me what I'm supposed to do with women. He feel like to me he does not have any real experience with women in real life. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be. And when she brought up how she just likes a man or whatever to be this and that, and then when she asked him, "Well, what are you looking for in a wife?" and he said, someone to be with me forever, and no, this is gonna be of everything. It's like we ride together, we die together, lovers. Like I was like, did you just quote Will and Jada? You quoted Will and Jada / Bad Boys the movie. It's like, really? Girl. And even though he got her flowers, okay, and flowers are so basic. Even though a lot of men don't think about flowers, but I went early and got you some flowers. Oh, okay. You probably got that for everybody. It's not special to me. because Corey does rinse and repeat anyway. I'm gonna leave that be. Anyway, now with Camille and Cornelius, we can see the jealous, possessive side of Camille already, and I really wish she was not coming off this way so early because you can like. I like Cornelius. Okay, I think he's cute. I like his teeth. Okay, I like him too. However, Camille is coming off so possessive so early, it's unattractive. Unless you like crazy. Now, some folks like crazy. I like a bit of crazy, but I want crazy up front. Okay, and when she asked him, like, okay, are you jealous to see Courtney with Corey? I was like, what kind of question is that? He was like, no. And I can tell he felt like that's a weird ass question to ask somebody on a date, but I'm gonna leave that be. So they sit and chit chat and whatnot. Now we do find out that they both talk on the phone a lot. Okay, they also FaceTime or whatever. And she made sure to say, yeah, with your shirt off, I'm not. He like, wait, you're telling the business. Meaning he don't want folks to know, what they do or conversation that word. But the conversations they have privately. And I'm like, no, she want folks to know y'all be connecting. Okay. They probably have phone sex. They probably do. He probably all naked, touching himself. I'm gonna be. Anyway, so she then asked him because he likes to wait for sex. Okay, if he will feel like there will be like a problem with them having a sexual connection. Like, well, I don't think that'll be it. Um, girl, she wants to fuck him. Anyway, she also asked him, well, what does your bank account look like? He's like, well, what about yours? Okay. Do you have debt? She's like, well, I got student loans. Okay. I got my double master. So yeah. And he said, well, I don't have any debt. I'm debt free except my home. I also like to invest money in this, that, and the other. Oh, okay. Yeah. And she then tells us, I am so ready to love him right now. I'm like, girl, it's too early. It's too early. And I don't ever want any woman to make a misstep because men are fragile, okay? And if they feel like you're too eager, they back up. Or they feel like you are too available, they back up. And I feel like she's putting our eggs in one basket and she needs to have a few more eggs in a few more baskets, okay? You are doing yourself a disservice because he don't even like you that hard. And that's the bad part. Not that she wants to be with him so tough, but that she can't see how she's doing it is turning him off and making her look like she's crazy. But I'm leave that be. Now he said how it's flattering to him that she, is so intimate or whatever. But he also wants to make sure that she's not being possessive too soon because he still wants to get to know other women. And I'm like, she should be not able, but she should be trying to get to know other men, but she isn't. And I do think that can be her downfall. You should never be on this show and putting all your eggs in one person's basket. That always leads to devastation of a nation all the time. Anyway, with that, with a little data, whatever, we're gonna move on from that. Now we do see Walter and Moomin. Walter and Moomin. Yeah, Walter and Moomin have a date. It was cute and short and to the point. I feel like I did not know they vibed or they matched or whatever, but they bring up how they kind of had a good vibe at the mixer, I think, and so they wanted to see what happens. They have been having good conversation, all this time. Now, Mubin was smart. She went and got a good wig. Okay, every season we see somebody with a bad wig. She said, "Not me. It will not be me." She got a good wig here. I was like, yeah, good wig here and a good wig in the confessional. Okay, she was smart. Anyway, so she said how she loved their conversation because they talk about everything and it's always a good vibe when they talk or whatever. He said the same thing too. That they sit and chit chat and whatnot. He brings up how he does want to get remarried. He does also want to have children because he wants to be able to be there for his kids and whatnot. Because his dad left when he was 2 years old, so he always felt like him saying he wanted to be a hands-on father. But his daddy do tell him happy birthday on Facebook. I'm like, I hate people. Look, if we don't really talk that much, don't wish me a happy birthday on social media as a parent, bastard. Anyway, so he does bring up how he tried to, because she asked him if he ever wanted to like rectify that he's not close with the father. But I tried to, but when I sent him like a long letter explaining how I felt all these years from not being there, he kind of just, what I'm saying, he did not put forth any effort to fix the bond between me and him. So I have to accept he is who he is. I am who I am, and I gotta move on from that. Now she also brings up for her, she's not close to her dad either, and she knows that may be a reason she has dated older men, even though she no longer has any kind of daddy issues. 'Cause I do think she already had some before, but she's kind of grown a little bit, but she still likes older men. And you know what I'm saying? They had a great date, a great conversation. I did not like when she called him Zaddy. It seemed forced to me and not like a natural thing or whatever. And even though he liked it, I was like, no, don't do. I love the date up until the whole Zaddy, and I'm like, oh, that his name is Walter. Call him Walter. Anyway, so we do see a little foursome, okay, a little foursome date with Phil, Dante, Shiloh, and Carrie. Okay, now it was a group workout date. Now I thought that Carrie and Dante were flirting when they were working out. It seemed like they liked each other enough to where Phil and Shiloh left and went in a separate room to give them time to finish flirting. Now, when they was alone, and I mean Dante and Carrie, it was like the spark went away. I'm like, was Dante only flirting? I was confused because I felt like, oh, they okay, that's you, Carrie and Dante flirting or whatever. But sitting there, there's the two of them, and it was like, no. And even though she was saying, hey, I want to connect with you. I'm here. I'm here. And she's like, yeah. But she said she felt like he didn't like her or whatever, but she wanted to see if things go deeper. But I was like, it did seem like the connection they had when it was four of them in the room that it went away. Now, excuse me, I feel like was Dante trying to just be flirtatious in front of Shiloh, and Carrie just picked up on it and was, going back and forth. And then once he was alone with Carrie, Dante felt like, oh, I was sending my vibe the wrong way. And now Shiloh is out there with Phil. Now with Phil and Shiloh outside of not outside, but like they was in a different area. They were vibing. Okay. Now Shiloh was, I believe, a sex therapist or whatever, and you can tell she's in sex does not really mean all the time intercourse. It just means intimacy. So I think she's an intimacy coach, not a sex. I think the intimacy coach, and you can tell by how she has conversations with him or whatever. Now they were vibing for sure. I do think they maybe like each other. Starting points up right here, and it was a one-on-one for you vibe. Again, when it was all four of them, it seemed like Dante was flirting with Carrie, and that wasn't what it was because one-on-one it was not that. But these two one-on-one, it was a flirtatious back and forth with them. And when she told him how, like, I like discreet PDA, meaning like if you walk past somebody or your person, whatever, you slightly, just rub it, just a little rub. No one notices it, but it's a little slightly rub or whatever. But she also brought about, I want a man I can spoil, who will also spoil me. They can fill each other's cups and then just overflow together. I think not overflow together. Again, it was a cute match. And it was a vibe, but we will see how far that goes. I like Phil for some reason. Phil reminds me of a comfortable teddy bear who makes you feel all good inside or whatever. And I feel like Shiloh felt that too, but she wants to fill it out. But something I feel I like, I don't know what yet, but it was cool with me. Okay. Now there was a short date between Naeem and Zadia, but I thought it was pointless because I just did. So I was like, whatever. But we do see a date with Frank and Tashia, Aisha, I don't know, Tasia. Anyway, and they have a little date because they want to get to know each other. Now, she brings up how Frank was not even somebody on her radar. Okay, she had no connection with him, but she's fine getting to know him. And Frank said how he was just trying to step outside his comfort zone, and get to know somebody else who he may not have tried to go with, previously, whatever. Because again, Tommy said, step outside the comfort zone and meet and spend time with the women or whatever. So Frank is listening to the assignment. And Frank reminds me of a chipmunk. He's a chipmunk face. And it's not a dick. I mean, he is a cute little chipmunk. Hey, Alvin, Simon Theodore. Okay, anyway. So Frank up here putting out all his bartender. I'm like, is he a bartender? He would, to me, he was entertaining her as a bartender would. It's it But again, I mean, it was cute. Okay, he made a little drink or whatever. It was cute, cute, cute. But they was up there talking or whatever, and he asked her, "Okay, so tell me about yourself." And she went into her career, her business or whatever, how she left her corporate job, and he said he felt like she spent most of the time speaking about her business, her career, and her personal life. Oh, no, not personal, her professional life. And he said, "I felt like it was hard to have a romantic conversation because again, she just kept talking about work, 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 work." And the hard thing is, you have to know how to have a conversation. Okay, and that goes for him and her because even if she's speaking about all those things, if you can't, shift the conversation to something else, then you do not know how to fully have a conversation too. But for us as women, we have to sometimes remember it can't be about our professional life for a whole conversation. You could touch on that, and then try to, shift gears. But she also told him that her main focus right now is her job. Not her job, her business, because she quit her job. And so her business is her life. And so that's the hard part. That may be all she has going on right now. So you should be able to talk to her about that. So I was like, this didn't work. It didn't. And it's fine because again, it is what it is. So we do see all the men meet up, okay, to have a conversation about who will go home. Okay. So Corey said he likes Courtney. Tyrone says he likes Shiloh. Was that shocks Phil because Phil likes her now too. And he said, I thought like, okay, I thought I was the only one, getting that energy, and it made me wonder what else is she doing? She's getting to know people. Okay, but I don't. Now, Cornelius brings up how he does have a connection with Camille and Courtney. And I was like, Camille is not gonna like when she see or hear that you also like Courtney. Even if she know that, I think that's gonna be an issue. So Walter brings up how he had a connection with Moomin. Ian said it was cool, and Naeem said Zadia. But I feel like him saying Zadia just means he ain't got to know anybody else. Because again, their date, I mean, oh hey, they went to a little bar, had a little drink or whatever, but it wasn't anything, to talk about. So the people who they do not have a connection with, Frank and Naeem both said Tasia, Tasa. Tyrone said Carrie, of course. And then when when nephew Tommy asked, well, why did you, let her down how you did before? You're like, well, obviously, like this about not like I don't. It wasn't anything specific or whatever. I was not trying to be mean, but like we don't vibe. I like somebody else, and I just told her that. And the thing is, he could have not told her that. I just don't think he get the manner how he said it did not sit right with her. But whatever. And then Cornelius said that he did not feel Sabrina, mainly because he wants kids and he knows for a fact that she does not want kids. So I was like, oh, well, okay. Now, what I will say is, I feel like the men all said who they do like. And for the most part, the men who picked who they did not like was based on somebody they either had interaction with and it just wasn't good, or someone who, it just wasn't working. I'm happy nobody really said anyone's name who somebody else likes. I always think it's weird when somebody wants to say, well, I don't like so and so, knowing somebody else like that person. So I was like, girl, bye. Anyway, so the bottom two was Carrie and girl Tasia. I'm calling her Tasia because I can't think how to pronounce her name right now. I think it's Sia, really. But Cornelius met with Sia, and then Naeem met with Carrie. Now, when Cornelius was her damn name is gonna confuse me. To see her, he brings up how the guys felt like, that she has a wall up, and they don't know why she has a wall up. And when I think she felt like they on some bullshit. I'm gonna probably go home. I don't really care. To me, she gave off a vibe of I don't care. Say whatever. She said, she said, just say whatever. Be honest. Whatever you say is okay. And I was like, girl, bye. But he tells her how, they don't think she need to go home right now. Okay, but they do want her to kind of open up a little bit. But in her confession or whatever, she kept rolling her eyes and saying how, well, they told me I have a wall up and I'm not gonna own that. I don't own that I don't feel that way. And I was like, what? What? what I do think she has a wall up. I think she's used to men chasing her down, and no one's doing that. And so she's confused as to why no one there is like beating at her door. So I think because of that reason, she's a wall up. Plus, she was in the bottom two the first night. But I'm like, girl, they didn't know you then. If you keep a wall up based on the first night, you're gonna fuck yourself over, okay? Which means Naeem had to still carry that. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, she's not raised to love. But he said, and that's her with the raise. And he said the only reason is because no one here feels like they've had a connection with you yet. And so that's the reason why she's going home because no one had connected with her. Now, she does bring up how she had not even had a chance to get to know everybody. I said, I know. That's why I did not like that she took the time to go on a date or have a meeting with Tyrone who told her he didn't like her. That could have been time spent talking to somebody who you could have gotten to know. And even though I made that comment before I watched the whole episode and knew that she would be in the bottom two, I still felt like from the beginning, never waste time because as she said, this show has a short amount of time to get to know people and I did not know that, or I did not put my best foot forward in trying to get to know more people faster. Right? Because you spend too much time fucking around with Tyrone ass. Man, what's Tyrone? Hey, what's wrong? Anyway, that was the whole episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. I will be back later for more reviews. But yes, if you see this later, I'm in a costume because it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Anyway, gotta go. Peace.